taking your calls from around the world. But before we get to callers, I wanted to say some breaking news in regards to China. China is in a big race right now in regards to the red planet. Do they want to beat us there? Will they call Mars China the red planet? Because it seems like they're going to beat us to it. They're already in stages, and they're set to land on Mars and claim it for themselves. They're going to put the Chinese flag on Mars and call it their own. Basically, first come, first serve. Whoever lays stake on land, nobody owns Mars. But once you get there, you can claim the territory, and it may be that China is going to beat us to the punch. Is this a good idea? I don't think so. I don't think this is a good idea at all. And now you got Trump, Donald Trump, president-elect. He reached out to Taiwan today. He's saying, forget you, China. We might be doing business with you, Taiwan. And now China is all in a big flurry about what Donald Trump just spoke about with Taiwan. What are they talking about? What are they talking about? Are they talking about the race to the red planet? What's going on? Because if this is a collaboration between Taiwan and now we're going to be cutting out China, because did you know China is not allowed to help out the ISS, the United States Space Program, the International Space Station? China's off limits with any kind of help. We get help from Russia. We get help from a lot of other countries, Japan and India. They help out with the ISS, but we do not allow China to help out with NASA in any case whatsoever. You know why? Because they're afraid of a hack, some kind of virus that China could implement inside some kind of hardware device, software into the ISS and maybe sabotage it. So we don't trust China. I guess NASA doesn't. And I guess that means China's going to do it on their own. And they're going to, like I said, they're going to beat us to Mars. And whatever's on Mars, if there's life up there, if there's ancient civilization evidence up there, they're going to find it first and they're going to break it down to the world. And pretty much I would have to consider them to be heroes in disclosure if they do that. So there's a big race going on. Now, the Antarctica. We had Buzz Aldrin just visit there last night, and he was medevac. He was on his way to the Antarctic, and then basically he wasn't feeling very well. And so they medevaced him to New Zealand. And Buzz Aldrin, I think the second man on the moon, might have saw something he wasn't prepared to see. We had the Secretary of State, John Kerry, just visit the region, and for reasons unknown. They blame it on climate change. But I got a feeling Buzz Aldrin was there to see something for himself. And maybe he saw it, and it shocked him. It shocked him so much that it may have caused a mild heart attack. It is said if you come across alien technology and alien being, it might be so body could go into shock. So Buzz Aldrin, I guess he's doing okay now, and he's stable, but he was medevac to New Zealand shortly after this visit to the Antarctic. And what did he see over there? Well, this is a big question indeed. We have a lot of callers into Third Phase of the Moon. So if anybody wants to share their story to us tonight and they got something amazing, press number 1 on your keypad and you'll be bumped straight to the top of the list of callers, and we'll get to you. We'll try and get to all the callers tonight. So everybody, this is Third Phase of the Moon Friday night. Everybody stand by. This is Blake Cousins, and wow, it might be an amazing night tonight. You just never know what's going to go on. And if you've got a comment in regards to what I just said, in regards to China beating us to the red planet, claiming it as their own, or what's up with Trump talking with Taiwan, maybe doing a side door backstep business plan and saying, forget you, China. And what's up with Buzz Aldrin and his medical procedure? All this and much more. Third Phase of the Moon, Blake Cousins. Stand by, everybody. We're going live.
Tracking 3, fast-moving objects, origin unknown.
All right. We got callers coming in from Skype. If you want to call in from Skype, you can't do it. Here, you have to call into the phone number. That would be 347-934-0378 if you want to get through to Third Phase Moon tonight. We got a lot of callers in. And, wow, again, Donald Trump just, he did a major thank you speech in Cincinnati last night. Everybody's saying he looked better now than he ever did on the campaign trail. Is Donald Trump going to pull a miracle out? Is he going to pull a miracle off? We'll see. We'll have to find out. There's still things going on with the Obama administration. There's still a war, I think, between Russia and the United States in regards to the disclosure. Is it going to happen before Trump accepts the presidency and arrives in the Oval Office? We'll have to find out. Now, let's get to callers. That's what it's all about. Third Phase of Moon Radio. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. So let's get to it. Let's bring in area code 587. We're live, Third Phase Moon. Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Yeah. How you doing tonight? Hello?
Hi. Yeah, I just want to tell you this story I had with back in 2009. I think I was 10. And what happened was, so me and my friend, right, we were what do you call that? We're laying down, right, on the couch, and this weird, it's like this, 8-foot tall, man-looking thing with giant eyes staring at us through the window. So, that was pretty scary, and oh my god, okay, I gotta go. I see something, man. I see something in the sky, man.
Oh, okay, man. It sounds like you're breaking up, man. You sound like you broke apart. Sorry, we'll have to go to the next caller. We gotta come in clear to so we can hear you. That's for sure. Wow, he sounded really concerned. Hopefully he's okay. Anyway, 571, you're live, Third Phase Moon. How you doing tonight?
Hello?
Hello, how you doing? Hi there.
Hey, I wanted to tell you about the UFOs and everything.
Really? What do you mean everything? Tell me.
Do you remember the tsunami and everything in Japan and the earthquake?
The tsunami in Japan, the earthquake up there wasn't too big of a tsunami, but is this the one in 2011 or the one recently?
The recent one. If I may, we don't even know how much there is in the oceans. So I probably would say that they, or the UFOs, or what we call USOs, helped out in that situation. Wouldn't you think so?
So you're saying that maybe alien technology prevented a disaster in the recent earthquake in Japan?
Correct. I've been studying about UFOs and everything, and the volcanoes and the tsunamis and the hurricane ones. I think they're really pretty much trying to save our planet, if that makes any sense.
So you think there's some intervention going on right now?
Probably. I mean, they're not killing us, if any.
Information in regards to it, whether the governments are going to get it out there. It seems like there might be a collaboration between them with the U.S. government and the aliens, and they've decided not to really share or disclose right now because I guess there might not be enough believers. Apparently, they're waiting. They have to get up to like a 70% awareness believe factor before they're about to tell everybody that they're here, because you know what happens when they reveal that they're here? People are going to say there's going to be a mass panic. So when you get a lot of people, 70% of the Earth's population believing that they exist, then maybe it wouldn't be so hard for them to do so. What do you think of that?
I I believe you because most people today are like pretty much violent, state-minded, and they'd probably just shoot the UFOs and everything, and that's probably how that would happen. But more people that don't know would be better because probably less violence. I mean, that would be one idea. But what do you think?
Well, you know, I got a feeling if there were UFOs hovering above little towns, little cities, I got a feeling people would be breaking out their guns, their rifles. They'd probably be taking pop shots at it. Maybe whether they knew it was a good idea or not, I would suggest not. But, yeah, I think you're right. I think there would be people trying to shoot these things down out of the sky out of ignorance.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, it's pretty bad out right now without that being realistic. But, I mean, besides that, I mean, I swear, like, they would be – the UFOs are for, like, traumatic Earth stuff, like volcanoes erupting, asteroids, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Sure. Do you know, what do you think? What do you think why haven't they, if they really wanted to wipe us out, in your opinion, why do you think they haven't done so yet?
The thing is, I don't know where you're getting that they're trying to wipe us out. It's the opposite. They're trying to save us because humans are being so destructive to the earth as is right now. And soon thereafter, we're not going to have any oxygen or anything because we'd be cutting down the trees for our stupid houses. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe it's going according to their plan exactly the way they planned it. Maybe they're terraforming the planet for all we know. And I never said that they're trying to. I'm just saying a hypothetical scenario if they were wanting to wipe us out. And there's a lot of other species out there that probably aren't so friendly. There's good and bad in the universe.
Have you heard about the Watchers in the ancient times that they did medicine at the Egyptians and the pyramids, and they showed them what's in those times? Do you believe in that?
Well, I believe that there are ancient practices, rituals, medicines that have a lot of beneficiary factor that really could help us out, and it's being suppressed. So, yeah, I believe that.
I got you. Because if you study about the Watchers, that's pretty much what these UFOs are doing, like just watching us and making sure we stay alive, you know what I mean, by the earth not killing us.
Well, you know what, man? I got a feeling there's something keeping an eye on us because we humans, we got a lot of power that we've developed. We've got a lot of technology, and I'm sure we probably would have wiped ourselves out a long time ago. Us humans, our own self-destruction without some kind of intervention from out there. So I got a feeling you're exactly right about this. But let me tell you this. You're saying that the oxygen's depleting and there's this change going on. Maybe it might be beneficial to their biotype, their genetic genome. Maybe they would rather less oxygen in the atmosphere. Who knows? Maybe they want to make it more like their planet, where they're from. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But by the way, I worked on MUFON files in the 2001 to 2006, and we have a lot of unknown evidence to our files that, like, anti-gravity generators that are reverse engineering on a motor, ball bearings that are the size of 2-3 meters to levitate this disc that we took from a crash site, stuff like that. I mean, in Russia, the only reason they couldn't burn out that spacecraft was because it was extremely hot to the levels that we would unimaginably, be. You know what I mean? So it was burning off of fuel.
Are we talking about that video from Russia where you have that fire guy trying to extinguish whatever fell out of the sky. Yeah, and the guy can't put it out. It just continues.
Right.
It just burned. Yeah, it was weird. It's weird stuff.
Because I think if I'm correct, it was extremely hot, or it still had some energy around it. I don't exactly know, but it was foaming also. So I don't, you know what I mean?
Sure, man. Hey, what was your name?
My name is Dimitri. I do my own investigation on UFOs.
Right, Dimitri. Well, why don't you do me a favor? If you come across anything amazing in your investigations, come across something that can't be explained, you got eyewitness reports, any video, contact me at Third Phase Moon. My email is in the About page. All right, Dimitri? Is
there any way you could hire me, though? I could probably be useful to you.
Everybody right here at Third Phase Moon, it's pretty much all voluntary. Everybody gives up their videos. Everybody submits. But you never know. You come up with an exclusive video. You got some insight. You never know. We could maybe talk about it. You get me something incredible, and I want to see it. Maybe we could talk about something that'll shock the world. You just never know. All right, let's bring in more callers. Let's bring them in. 404. You're live, Third Phase Moon. How's it going tonight?
Hey, Blake. Doing all right?
Hey. Yeah, doing pretty good. How you doing?
Pretty good. This is Ed from Georgia. I wanted to finish up some of what I was talking to you that on the 26th.
Absolutely, Ed. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I was telling you about my
Can
wife.
You give Ed, just give a quick background story, maybe about. Yeah, just give a quick background on what we spoke about, and then if you got something new to say, let's hear it. Go ahead, Ed.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, I had a close encounter at the fourth kind when I was a young boy. It went on for most of my life, and even today, my wife one night I was showing her we had an orb size of a ball, like a beach ball. It was going across the trees, and it was red. It was turning the tops of the trees red. And I said, hey, hon, come here. Let me show you what an orb looks like. And I said, see that right there? It was going real slow across the top of the trees. And it finally just went away where we couldn't see it. And she said, what was that, a helicopter? I said, no, it didn't make no noises, did it? We was out on our deck. And I said, no, that's an orb. Then, it was wintertime coming up. And she wanted to get a picture of the sunrise. We got a woods that goes back about 1.5 miles. And there was no leaves hardly on any of the trees, just a few around on the front where we got our fence. And she was videotaping it with her Android. And she was waiting for the sunrise. And all of a sudden, she's seen way off in the distance, about 400 feet back into the woods, there was a bright neon green light. And she looked above her phone and she couldn't see it, but she could see it on their Android. And all of a sudden, this thing started coming up through the woods, okay? And when it came up through the woods, it was pulsating, changing shapes and everything. Then it got up to our fence. We got a great big fence, and we have a drop-off where we have a container wall where the fence is at. So this giant orb, it was like a big mass, okay? And it had these small orbs inside of it. There's about 30 to 40 of them. And they were, they was beings. They were supreme beings is what they were. Because you could see their faces. We got videos of it. And when it came up, it was behind a bush. They had a tree behind it. And she zoomed in on it. She was videotaping it. Then it came up into the yard. And it flew all around our yard, everywhere. And finally, after about 10 minutes, it went back behind the container wall, behind the tree. Then all these beings started jumping out from it along the wall, okay? And they was the beings I showed her. We had taken and stopped it on our of these beings, and he took she took a snapshot, okay? When the beings was back behind there, she took a snapshot, and it was gray. perfect picture of the gray. Okay, it's the one that was same species that was always working on me. But the others was the ones that are always watching them work on me. Okay. And,
yeah, I did see the photos. I did see the photos you sent me, Ed, and definitely, they were kind of compelling. They were a little. I saw some kind of maybe a being or entity off in the shadow, but you could almost make out like the big eyes and the big head.
Yeah,
It looked strange.
It was exactly. That's what was down by my wall. Okay, and the gray. You know, my wife came in there and woke me up after she took this video. Woke me up and said, "Hey, honey, look at this." And I got up, woke up. I said, "Yeah, that's an orb." I said, "But these right here inside the orb is being." And I said, she said, "Look at this snapshot I took." And it was a perfect shot of the gray from his head down to his feet. And as soon as I was pointing that out to her, the picture went black for some reason. So we're going to try to get that back. We got about 4 apps. We're going to try to pull the picture out and try to find it.
Okay, Ed, yeah, I know it's kind of hard to deal with YouTube and stuff, but maybe you could open up a Facebook somewhere we could share your links, your evidence. I know your son is savvy enough to send these photos to me on Facebook. It'd sure be nice if he opened up a YouTube channel. And I advise anybody that's captured anything amazing, get your YouTube channel, upload it to YouTube, and then send us the links, or we could share the links. Ed, appreciate the call in, and yeah, keep in touch. Tell your son to get busy on that stuff, because it sounds like people are really interested in taking a look at your stuff, Ed.
Well, he could see interdimensional beings too. That's one thing right now. See, they're visiting him, and he gets photos of them. Okay, they're like negatives. Okay, and he's always taking photos of them. And
well, this sounds like you guys have the most compelling evidence that people have never seen. If you and your son's being visited by this, you got these alien photographs. This is groundbreaking. This is real groundbreaking. So get your YouTube channel, man. Get it up. Ed, appreciate it. Keep in touch. Give us a call on Monday, and hopefully we got a YouTube channel we could suggest. That's what it's all about. I want to share Ed's stuff. It sounds like he has so much of it that he should just open up his own YouTube channel. Okay, 951. Let's go to 951. Hello, you there?
Yeah, hi. Hey, Mike. This is
hey, how's it going this
California. Evening? Hey, did you get that? This is Ike from California.
Yeah, Ike, how you doing? California, how you doing tonight?
About that Lockheed Boeing war, but actually it was over an old abandoned Lockheed jet propulsion company test site, and it says it's abandoned, but I don't think it is, because I kept digging around on it, and it seems like it was used illegally as a what's it called, landfill for a little while. And the images, they're not so quite clear. At one point they look all like there's sand bunkers, and at another point there's trash filled up. So it's kind of weird, like why would an old landfill that was once a test site, a rocket test site, be filled up again later after it says it was cleared out? So, and I did that from looking up on Google Maps, and so, I think it's probably the false images. But anyways, what I had to talk about was any of your callers, if they're listening and they know about UFO abductions, because I'd like to know if what like a UFO abduction is, because I had these dreams. I think they're dreams, and it's like when I fall asleep, I can't recall falling asleep, or when I wake up, it's like all of a sudden it's the morning. And so like in these dreams, it's like there's all white around me, and it's all white, Blake, and it almost feels like some test subjects going on down on me, because there's this like something about my brain pattern or my brain thought when it feels like I'm laying there, but as soon as I start thinking, I feel this pain. It's like on this I don't know, this pain that you don't want to feel. You just can't help but scream out once you feel it. And like in this thing, like I had fuzzy images of like some beings, but I don't know if that's me just trying to make those images on my own to confirm it for myself. So, but like what happens is I start thinking, I feel that pain, and you know, like when a snowboarder or a skateboarder scorpions, like when their legs like fly over their head.
Yeah, okay. When you're skateboarding and you wipe out?
No.
Hills,
So
like...
it's, yeah. So in this like, in what I think is a dream, but I don't know. It might be an alien abduction. Is
well, you know, there's dreams. People have dreams, and these dreams last for a split second in time. In reality, they last for a split second, but it could seem like they go on for hours. And let me tell you, we dream every night. Every night we dream. REM, everybody does it. And let me tell you, there's all kinds of influence from watching movies, from scary movies, from anything, family, whatever. And you dream this stuff.
But
so
see, these dreams only happened when I was young, Blake. They haven't happened ever since, like, I went past, what is it, like 8, 9, or 10? Like, they happened, like, early on, like, probably just up until, like, third grade. Maybe the last one happened when I was in 5th.
Well, you know, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense because you're watching these movies or whatever, television, and they feed this stuff to you, and then you have these wild, wild dreams. Let me tell you, if you've been abducted by aliens, and if you've met the alien greys, and if you've been taken aboard a ship, and you've been experimented with, you would know it's not a dream. You have evidence. There's sometimes scars that are involved. So sometimes dreams are just dreams. I've had extraterrestrial abduction dreams, and I'm not saying I've been abducted by aliens. But, man, you never know. You never know. But I like eyewitness testimony. Dreams could be, misconstrued. It's not really solid evidence, in my opinion, but that's just me. I really want solid evidence. But, man, appreciate the call-in. Appreciate the call-in. You just never know. You just never know. Sometimes maybe I could imagine having an abduction experience, and then you have these recalls, these relapses through REM and dreams, possibly, sure. Dreams are the best. It's part of life. Thank God for dreams, people. Thank God for dreams. What a way to break the monotony of life sometimes, right? Okay, we got an anonymous caller in. If you're there, say hello. All right, anonymous caller just dropped out. Maybe we got F1. It seems like he's got something he wants to share tonight. Before we get to F1 and what you want to share, what do you think? Dreams, abductions, is there a correlation, or should we separate the two? A nightmare, some kind of experience during a dream, and should we automatically presume we've been abducted if we have a extraterrestrial dream?
This is just me, but I'm a pretty sharp guy. I'd like to think so. And this is it. It's definite because, people have dreams, but if you notice, it's only once in a while, and the dreams are kind of weird, and, you try to always write them down if you don't have them that often to try to figure it out. But I could tell you that I have had dreams every time I go to sleep, and it's always like I'm traveling somewhere, and sometimes I wake up just exhausted, sometimes with like bruises and pains, like I've gone somewhere and done something definite. If you've been abducted, which we're finding out more people have throughout the world through shows like yours, and you definitely have more dreams. You definitely dream more. First of all, it's a subconscious desire to try to find out what the heck is in your brain and why is it there, and why is it especially when you have repetitive dreams. And there's several dreams that I have, and there's no reason that I should have these repetitive dreams when the subject matter is nothing to do with something that's been witnessed or you saw on a show or that you talked about recently. There's core dreams that you just keep having over and over. And I think it's an attempt subconsciously, especially when you have the heavy REMs, the rapid eye movements, that it comes out. And it's, I could just tell you myself, I've had dreams my whole life, and it's pretty trippy. The other thing I wanted to say is this, Blake, is that, thank you for the video of almost like a message that was in the sky. It seems to me that, that's definitely some sort of message. And what I'd like to tell you is that tonight and for the last couple of nights, but especially tonight, this is very early for me to start seeing our star brothers go to the left of Perseus or by the Big Dipper. But when I was sitting out about an hour ago, I saw probably 8 in going from southwest to northeast, east-northeast, and going right by Perseus. But what's really trippy is this. I've been asking, if possibly they could help me with getting my full physical functions back to where they were several years ago. And I promise you, one came back, and it headed from the east-northeast right to me in the west-southwest and right over my house, and it was huge, just a huge white ball. And I know the difference between fake bogeys and bogeys. And it sat there, and it started to, it just stopped, and it stayed there, and it just hovered back and forth from north to south in a very small area over me. And I was so excited that unfortunately I did the biggest, stupidest thing is I went to get my son because it was just so cool. And literally from a stop position right over my house, and we live in a very pretty remote area up at the top of this place, and it just disappeared. And I went, and the message to me was, we came to help you, but no one can be around, because it's just weird. And that's something I don't understand as well, is if they reveal themselves to you and you've had interaction since you were a little kid, and it's being, first of all, another thing is, if they didn't want us to see them, we wouldn't. That basically looks like they're trying to send us a message by doing
yes. You're talking about, aren't you talking about the one over Toronto, Canada, of what looks to be like a genome or an 8, an infinity symbol?
Yes, and it also went into different other symbols. And if you look close, thank God the quality of video was actually pretty darn good. And you can look in at the objects, and you can see the gaseous type of mass and glow that these had at certain times where the camera would pixelate with high resolution. And another thing is, Canadians, they're not like your typical American. I find them to be less. They don't get disturbed that easy. And not only that, it seems like the majority of Canadians that I've met, no cut on U.S. citizens, but they're more honest and they're more out front, and there's less BS that you have to decipher to wonder what type of person they are. And they're so the reaction that you got is very, very forthwith and honest. And
you know what I like about the video too is, I had to look at it a few times to make sure I was going to share this with the third phase moon, and then I reached out to the person that shot it in Toronto, and I think his name is Moredo or something like that. I'll leave the link below, and everybody's going to see that. Everybody's seen the video, and I think it's almost up to like 80,000 views in a day or so. So the word's getting out, and people are saying right off that it's a reflection from within the window. and they're saying it's a reflection from within the window, you dumbass.
No, because you can see the different. No. You
can see it behind the trees. You can see it behind the buildings, and the guys. It's genuine. It's a genuine reaction. So it's funny how people just want to disclaim it. But I do have a question about the video. Not saying that it's not legit. I believe 100% the video is legit. But there could be
It's drones like that. Not only that, how did they pick? What's so funny is that same type of pattern I've seen before, and I'm pretty adept even without the equipment that a lot of people have. When you've seen enough throughout your life, and you've been an experienced person before, you can smell the BS in the Photoshop and generated CGI images right away from the reality. When real things happen, you get an immediate confirmation in your gut and in your chest, especially when you've been an experiencer yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I know the video is 100% genuine, definitely. But there is a new technology out there, and there's a lot of reverse engineered alien technology out there, and the military is using it. And this is maybe possible evidence of some of that in action captured over the skies in Toronto, in my opinion, because these drones are going to be built to enter one's premises, their homes, spread out, dispersed in a mathematical design, and they're going to be able to, basically surround us. So let's get to it. 765, you're live, Third Phase of the Moon. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, Blake.
Hello, how you doing? What's your name?
It's Trisha.
Hey, Trisha, what are you doing tonight?
Nothing, just sitting looking out my window like I always do every night.
You see things out that window sometimes?
Of course, and when I'm outside by myself.
Wow, that's cool. So where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Richmond, Indiana.
Indiana. Well, I want to ask you, what do you think about this China? They might beat us to the red planet, and they might even claim it as their own. Which government in the world should get there first? There's a race going on.
I don't know who or anything. It's up to which country, gets up there first. The race is getting there.
Exactly. We need to get there first, and it's bragging rights. And Nick Gray, if you're listening, you got to call into the phone number if you want to get in tonight. Give me your area code, and we'll look for you. And if you got something you want to share tonight, and you want to get to the top of the phone line tonight, right now, press number 1 on your keypad, and you'll be taken straight to the top. Third Phase Moon. So everybody, this is Third Phase Moon. We've got a few more minutes, so let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Third Phase Moon. All right, third phase of moon. We're back, and guess what? It's my nephew's birthday today. He turned 11, and his name is Cameron Cousins. Say hello, world. Cameron's with me, and we're celebrating.
Hello. I believe.
There he is. That's my nephew, and he believes. Cameron Cousins. And guess what? His grandfather is here, and it's Cameron's great-grandfather, and our grandfather. It's his birthday as well. They have the same birthday. My nephew and my grandfather have the same birthday today. Happy birthday! Anyway. Yay! Everybody's happy birthday. Thanks, everybody. Grandpa and Grandpa, his name is Javier, and my nephew Cameron. Same birthdays. Pretty cool stuff. All right, now let's bring in more callers. This is Third Phase Moon. Let's get to it. 817, you're live, Third Phase Moon. Welcome to the show.
Hello, me?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? What's your name?
My name is Gabe.
What's up, James? Where are you calling in from?
Texas.
All right, calling in from Texas, the big state. So you got a UFO story you want to share to the world tonight?
Yeah. I think it was in 2011. Me and my friends were picking out a movie to watch, and I look outside the back door. I look up, and there was like a really big, like, black triangle. Like, it looked like a really big UFO. And so I tried to go outside and look for it, but then when I went to the front yard, it was gone. And then I go back outside. Well, a month later, I go to the lake house, and it shows up again during like a really big storm. And that was just basically it. It showed up in a really big storm, and it came each year. Just each year it came by, every day of each year.
Wow. Well, I want to ask you a couple questions. First of all, yeah, there's a correlation between heavy weather activity, storms, tornadoes, even earthquakes. They have a lot of UFO sightings around these events. So let me ask you, what did this craft look like, and how old are you, by the way?
14.
Wow, that's amazing. Did you tell your parents about this UFO sighting? Was anybody there with you when you saw these two events?
Yeah, my grandma was at the lake house with me. Everyone was asleep but me because I couldn't sleep with the storm. And I was just looking outside the window, and there was a fire of a propane tank. It exploded, and there was above the lake. It was a big, just UFO, really big. I could see the light. I didn't get a picture of it though. My phone was.
Well, you're coming in a little broken up. I can't hear you. Can you get a little closer to the microphone, please?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, much better. So, what did you think it was?
At first when I saw it at the lake house, at first at my house, it looked like it was really close. It was above my roof. Actually, it was sort of high up, but really close. It was like a black triangle. It was flat and it had red lights at the bottom, and it just flew over my house. And then when I went to the front yard, it was gone. I didn't see it.
Wow. Oh, hold on a sec. You're still coming in a little soft. So let me make sure I got you right there. You said it looked like a triangular shape, and it was black, and it moved real fast, but with no noise. With three lights underneath it.
When it was going over my house, it was slow, but then when I got to the front yard, it was gone.
That's a TR3B. That's a winner. You saw something quite special. Not everybody gets to see a TR3B with their own eyes, especially at 14. Man, you're a lucky kid.
Yeah, and plus, like 3 years ago, I started watching a channel about like the UFO sightings over the moon, above our Earth. I started watching those, and I just started believing in that. And then like a year later, I actually saw one, but it was like really big. And then at the lake house, it wasn't the same one though. It was a bright light, and it moved slowly over the lake, and then it still moved and up, and then it was gone in the storm.
Man, I gotta say, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I've seen some strange lights in the sky that might have appeared to be a Tier 3B, like 3 lights, but you actually got to see the craft itself. You got to see, like, dimension.
Yeah, it was really cool, and like after that, I've been having really weird dreams, like really weird.
Okay, well, you know, we're talking about dreams. We're talking about dreams a little earlier. And let me tell you, I think if there's going to be any kind of alien abduction, you're going to know if it's a dream or not. And get your camera ready, too. Get your camera ready, because I got a feeling you might be seeing some more action. You might be seeing something that might shake up the world, man. So appreciate the call in, and be safe over there in Texas.
All right. But, like, these dreams weren't about abductions. It was, like, my friend Hayden, he lives across the street, and I just look outside. There's the same UFO from the first time. It was over his house. It was, like, laying, like, dropping eggs.
They look like what?
They were yellow, and they were, like,
Do you think the way I just felt, that this thing just flew by just like that? That's not good. Well, anyway, hey, we're going to be doing it again this Monday, Third Phase of Moon Radio. We're going to be live this Monday, and it's going to be starting the same time, everybody. So join us. And if you didn't get to share your UFO experience to the world tonight, we'll do it this Monday. Don't forget. And don't forget to check out Third Phase of Moon on our YouTube channel to see the latest UFO evidence coming in from around the world. Everybody keep your eyes on the skies. We're not alone. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on the Flash Chat. I want to thank Beyond the Omniverse, Billy Hassel, Bradford Blair, Eric Salvador, Flip It For You, as usual. We got I Just Listened, Joe Widener. Thanks, Joe. And also Lisa Walker, always with us. Join us on Monday, Lisa. We got the Lost Youper, Nick Gray. Like I said, Nick, call in. You got to call in on the phone lines. Do it this Monday. I want to hear your story. Ronnie Thiewaite. Ronnie Thiewaite? That's an interesting name. Thanks, Ronnie. The Space Pirate. The Bone Throne, and H. Webb. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you again on Monday.